Test, test, test. Let me know how we sounding. Let me know how we sounding. Test, test, test. Let me know how we sounding. Let me know how we sounding. All right, let me fix that static. Let me fix that static, y'all. Alright, let me see if this sounds better. Let me see if this sounds better. Alright, no it does not. Let me fix it. Alright, so we got a couple settings we're looking at right now, y'all. That's an echo. Let's see. Let me get to my settings. I'm gonna change my settings see this sounds. Let me just put it back to where it was. Dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Make sure to check that out after the live is over, y'all. Yeah, that sounds echoey as hell. Let me see if I can fix this, y'all. I don't like how it sounds. So GJ took off last night. We had a couple retracements take place yesterday as well. Well, last night I should say. That's why I'm also being patient right here, because we did not retest this level, we just broke through it. So a lot of time, it's not all the time, especially because we're making big ass moves, we could try to retest this level before we continue to take off. Now we do have a couple news events today as well. Hold on a second. I don't know what the hell's going on with my mic today. That sounds a little bit off, but y'all can hear me, so that's all that matters. So, I'm gonna try to fix the music and stuff in the back end in the meantime. But NAS is pushing right here. Did not take this setup because it did not retest. So what we're gonna be looking for is we're either gonna look for price to retest 27,160 as support, or if we could be so I maintain 27,270 as support, we can look for buys going to 27,390. Let me try to fix this. I hear like noise. What's going on YouTube? Maybe it's just me, but I have my AirPods and I hear like, I don't even got my AC on, but I hear like fucking air. I don't know what the fuck going on. Let me try to fix it. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to fix the mic. I already know. I hear it. That's why I'm trying to fix it. There we go. There we go. All right, I ain't the tech wizard, but we gonna figure some shit out. My mic wasn't connected, so it was speaking. Y'all was hearing me through my laptop monitor. Not my laptop monitor, my laptop mic instead of my mic. That's why we sound a lot better now. That's why I was like, why the fuck I sound like that? But we're good now. Hey, this is live. Shit happens. All right, we good though now. But if it does act up again, let me know. But y'all should hear me a lot better now. I don't know what the hell stream y'all be having going on, but it is what it is. All right, so the game plan for today, y'all. The game plan we have today, we have a couple news events. So we have 7 a.m. GBP news, 7:30 GBP news, and then we have 8:15 Euro news, and then we have 8:30 Canadian and USD news, as well as 8:45 Euro news. So we got a lot of news today. So again, either trade before news or trade after news. So as far as today is concerned, I recommend either looking for a setup between now and 6 a.m. If you don't take a setup between now and 6 a.m., wait for all the news to play out, and then look for a setup 9 a.m., 9:30. That'd be the smart thing to do, and that's personally what I'm going to be doing today as well. So we got a new 15 that popped up. So again, with GJ, we're really watching to see if we're going to be able to hold in BCR 216.40 as support. If not, we're just going to look for the retest here at 216.25 and look for buys here. We are at highs we have not hit since 2006, y'all, so we've been pushing heavy. And if y'all did not already, make sure to hit that first link in the description, join the free signal, free Telegram, and watch the Sunday chart analysis. Yes, it is Thursday, but like I always tell y'all, the Sunday chart analysis goes over. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. There we go. I was like, why don't I hear no music? There we go. Y'all should be able to hear the music now when it kicks back in. All right, there we go. So, like I always tell you, the Sunday chart analysis goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but what we see price doing throughout the entire week. And if you watch the Sunday chart analysis, we'll talk about buys on GJ all week and what has price done literally every single day this week. Pushed to the upside. We talked about gold, so as well as gold done every single day this week so far. Pushed to the downside. Right, and then we switched from US30 to NQ yesterday, and there's a reason for that. Market structure wise, if we look at what price did yesterday as far as NAS100 and versus US30, you can see complete difference, I should say. But yeah, so we're gonna be looking for buys on NQ today still, because we're in the uptrend. So we're gonna look for buys until the uptrend is broken, and we're just gonna look for sells on gold. But it is retracing, which is good because we had a big ass dump for 3 days straight. So retracements are good. Retracements are good. So today ends up being a retracement day. That's cool, because I'll give us a higher likelihood of tomorrow not being a retracement day. But we still just gotta wait to see what the markets do. We're still gonna look for sells nonetheless. Let me get this off the screen because it's blocking what I'm trying to see. But if y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. We want to look at any charts, drop in the chat. Make sure to like the live and subscribe if you have not already. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday as well. We just hit 5,400 subscribers. Shout out to everybody, y'all. Let's go ahead and get to 5,500. We can get to that easily. And like always, y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. Want me to look at any charts, drop in the chat. I don't know what's going on with this playlist. Let me restart. There's too many gaps and silence. I don't like that shit. Yeah, but again, y'all, the mic acts up again, let me know. But I think I figured it out. Sometimes you have to like replug your mic a couple times for it to connect. I don't know. I do got an old ass laptop too, so it could be part of the case also. We got a new 5-minute about to pop up in a little bit. Let's see what this next 5-minute looks like. And this is why you always don't just want to go for a sell setup, or a buy setup. You always want to wait to see. What you have to understand is price is always going to give you hints and clues. Obviously, sometimes your stop loss will get hit, sometimes price will reject, but you'll avoid a lot more losses simply just by waiting to see if price can hold a level or not. You see what I mean? This was the London session open candle. What would have happened? We would have immediately went for a sell here. We would have got fucked up for no reason. You see what I mean? Now, GU, we're only looking for sales at these levels. If it breaks past 35.15, 35.20, I'm no longer looking for sales. We're only gonna look for sales at this level right here. And again, we're watching GJ here. Look how GJ is reacting to this level. There's a reason why this level is marked off and why we entered exit out these levels, just like how you see price rejected this level, then broke through it. There's a reason why price halted here at this level. All right, and this is not no liquidity because we haven't been this high since 2006, so there is no orders pending and all this other shit. I doubt people have GBPJPY orders from 2006 pending. You see what I'm saying? It's all just understanding market structure. Let's get this out the way. Let's just put this here. That way we can pay attention to these levels right here. Alright, new 5-minute just popped up. So you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting, y'all. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. We have not taken any trades yet. These are just trade ideas. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Signal and free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Today is the last day of the month. So either tomorrow or next week, I'm going to do the recap of the month. But a quick preview of how we've been doing so far this month. We are 5-0 this week. So far, we're 5-0 this week. We still got today and tomorrow. We went 5-0 last week, so we're on a 10 trade win streak as far as signals is concerned. And then we went 6-2 the week before that. And then we went 4-1 the week before that. So we only lost like 3 trades this month so far, which is what we average. We average 3 to 4 losses a month, which is not bad at all. Just picking up where we left off quarter 1 and last month. So make sure to hit that first link in the description, check all that stuff out. Shout out to those that was in the TikTok live yesterday. We will not be live today. But we're live right now, so it's all good. And I just dropped a bunch of videos for y'all, so make sure to check out the videos. I dropped 3 videos for y'all on this channel so far this week. Make sure to check that out. All playlists are up to date as well. No, I'm not in the GU trade. I'm not in the GJ trade. Not right now. What I was talking about earlier, so I'm assuming you just hopped in. So what I was talking about earlier is I wanted to wait to see if we could hold this level of support because we did not retest this level. We pushed for literally 3 going on 4 days straight, and then we also are at highs we have not hit since 2006. So I wanted to make sure to that we was going to hold this level. So it looks like we are holding this level here. So as long as it doesn't take off within these next 3 minutes, we might jump in this on the next 15 candlestick. Yeah, but right now we have not taken any setups. We're just kind of chilling right now. I'm in no rush to jump into setups, especially when we're on like a win streak. Obviously, the win streak is going to end at some point. Doesn't mean I want to end today, but at some point, a loss is going to happen. A retracement reversal is going to happen. But what helps you consistently win trades, especially more than you lose, like if you look in the free Telegram, we have not had a losing week in like a year or 2 years, right? And the reason for that is because you have to be okay with missing candlesticks or moves. I know that sounds crazy, but once you get it out your system of looking at every candlestick as, oh, I could have made X amount of dollars, X amount of pips, you start to become a lot pickier with the setups you take. Like, y'all be in the live streams, y'all know I miss setups all the time. Like, for example, this NAS100 setup. It didn't retest this level, so I didn't take the signal or call the signal for the members. But guess what? It's pushing, right? But I don't give a fuck. Me 4 or 5 years ago, I would have been annoyed as hell. I would have tried to, chase the setup and entered here or some dumb shit. But now I'm like, okay, this is what it is, right? Because you don't want to just take anything. You want to go for your setups, right? And sometimes you're going to miss moves, which is completely fine. But guess what? Look at the live stream yesterday. Literally every single chart we talked about when that's projected. We took a setup live on YouTube in yesterday's live stream. And then we also took a setup New York session. So let's say I missed all the setups London session. There were still setups that played on New York session, right? Well, let's say I missed all the setups yesterday in New York session. I still got a setup London session, right? So that's just the way you have to look at it. But we are looking for buys on GJ still nonetheless. So we're going to see what this next 15 looks like right here. I just don't like to re-enter trades a lot of times. Sometimes I do re-enter maybe once, but I like to avoid re-enter trades a bunch of times or taking a lot of losses for no reason. So that's why I'm super patient and picky with my setups. Because what I notice, at least for me personally, right, because that's another thing about trading, it's going to tell you what type of person you are. And that's why a lot of people online like to just blame Trump in the markets, because if you don't blame Trump in the markets, you have to actually face reality and look in the mirror and realize, oh shit, I'm fucking up, or I have this issue. You know what I mean? Like when people online talk about trading psychology, speaking of which, I got videos talking about trading psychology. I got a new video either dropping today or next week going over that as well, but I have old videos talking about that. So let me go ahead and drop some of those in the comment section. But new 15 just popped us. Oh, so let's go back to GJ really quick. Yeah, so GJ ended up pushing off at the last second. So we're either going to look for a retest or we're just going to enter at the next level. But with GJ though, for those that just hopped in, if we can maintain 216.40 as support, we could look for buys going to 216.60, or we're going to look for price to retest 216.20, and we call that support. We could look for buys there. But it looks like it's pushing, so we're just gonna let it do its thing. Again, it's not on my level. And that's another thing too. Even though it retested, right? Even though it retested, the reason I'm not gonna take the setup is because this would be our entry, right? So a 1-to-1 is not terrible, especially for a high win rate, but a 1-to-2, 1-to-3 is a lot better, right? So if it doesn't retest, we're just gonna let it do its thing. But if y'all was here at the beginning of the live, I told you I was looking for that setup. So if everybody's in that, cool, shout out to y'all. But I'm not in it. But if anybody's in that, shout out to y'all. Let's pull up GJ really quick. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat and I got y'all. We also got a lot of news today as well. Let's pull it up. We have 7 a.m. GBP news, 7:30 GBP news, 8:15 Euro news, 8:30 Canadian USD news, and then 8:45 Euro news. But when we pull up GJ, y'all, again, the past 2 weeks, we've been talking about GJ buys. Right, we've been talking about GJ buys for the past 2 weeks. You watched the Sunday chart analysis. Was talking about that at the beginning of the week, Sunday night, and now we can clearly see an uptrend, right? But when we started off the week or last week, we had this rejection, but we still went for buys. Even the week prior, when we had this rejection, we still went for buys, right? This is why I always tell y'all to go with the floor price on the bigger time frame, because when you go with the floor price on the bigger time frame, you give yourself the highest likelihood of success. But as far as what's going on right here, also why price kind of struggled a little bit, because we have not been this high. This is like the Forex version of all-time highs, right? Obviously it's not all-time highs because it's fucking currencies, but we have not been this high since 2006, y'all. Like, we're about to hit prices we have not touched since 2006. So that's what's going on right there. So we're about to get some new levels tested, new levels created. It's going to be an interesting month next month. It's going to be very interesting to see what takes place next month. G's still chilling. GJ's pushing. Gold's chilling. Alright, so now it's at this level again. Notice how price reacted when it came to this level. This is why we enter and exit out these levels. So as far as NAS100, what we're going to be looking for now is to see if price is going to retest 27,160, or if we can BCR maintain 27,270 as support. We could look for buys going to 27,390. That's what we're looking for right here. GU, we're looking for sales. As long as we don't break past 35.20, we're looking for sales. So we're either going to look for price to retest 34.95, or if we can BCR maintain 34.75 as resistance, we can look for sales going down to the lows right here. So let's still show GJ. I'm not in this setup though, but it's going as projected. And that's another thing too. When you miss a setup, don't get upset about it. Just use that as confirmation and confidence for the next setup, right? Because this is playing out. So now I'm like, okay, at least I know my confirmations were right. At least I know my analysis was right. So next time, all my confirmations are met and all that good shit. There should be no second guessing. You just take the setup. You know what I mean? So NAS broke this level. So we're about to see how price reacts to this level right here. Appreciate those that like the live. Make sure to like the live and subscribe if you have not already. We just hit 5,400 subscribers. Let's get to 5,500. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well, y'all. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram, Playmaker_Way. TikTok, _Playmakerway_. Post daily on both pages. Again, look how price is reacting to this level. Well, that's what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to drop some. If y'all not joined the free trading crash course yet, let me drop that in the chat as well. Let me drop that in the chat as well, because I got a bunch of videos in there. I know sometimes TikTok be hating. Some people can join through the TikTok links, other people can't. You know, shout out to TikTok though, but yeah, TikTok be hating. Instagram be on some weird shit too, but let me drop the trading crash course soon. So I got a bunch of videos going over trading psychology, the steps to take to become a profitable trader, all that good stuff. So make sure to check out that playlist, or not that playlist, but that crash course. Look at all the videos in there. Check all that stuff out. But yeah, GJ's pushing. GU still waiting. So I wouldn't be against gold retracing more today, but we'll just have to wait and see what price does. Still looking for sales nonetheless, but I'm not against a retracement because we've dumped for 3 days straight. So at some point the lower high is going to have to come into play. So I'd rather just get it out the way so we can go back to smoother setups. But again, we've been dumping literally since Monday, so a lower high is definitely due. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We're still looking for sales nonetheless, though. Oh shit, let me grab my charger. Oh shit. Hold on, y'all. I totally forgot. I got all these plugs in my laptop. There we go. Y'all would have been looking at a black screen in a second. I came back to my computer just in time. That shit almost died on us, y'all. That shit almost died on us. But this is what we got right here. Before this membership, I would have chased GJ. I'm more consistent with my wins and losing less. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's why I do these live streams, y'all, because, you know, whether it's my content or there's other people's content, people try to make it seem like trading's fast paced, right? They only show once they're in a trade, or they're like, oh, I'm only in this trade for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, which is very possible. We're in trades for that long sometimes as well, or that quick that sometimes as well. But you're not going to be jumping in trades the same time every single day at the same exact candlestick at the same. You're not going to see the same shit happen all the time, every single day. And the markets are different every day as well. So that's why I do these live streams, so y'all can see how the markets play out on a day-by-day basis, the confirmations I look for. And then most of the time, I don't think we've seen it this today, but a lot of the live streams you see, a lot of the examples I talk about how breakout trading or rushing setups can cause fake outs and all this other shit people talk about online as well. So that's what's up. I'm glad y'all learning some shit. But again, like always, you got any questions, drop in the chat. I got y'all. But at the end of the day, like I said, trading's investing. You don't got to catch every setup. That's why it's important to have a trading plan. The reason why a lot of people struggle with trading is because they might have a strategy. They know all these candlestick names and patterns, but they still don't understand market structure, the rules of price, or when to or when not to use these setups or the strategy. But they also don't have a trading plan. That's so important. You gotta have a trading plan. When people talk about trading psychology, all they're talking about is either not having a trading plan or not sticking to the trading plan. All trading psychology means is habits, discipline, and routine. If you got shitty habits, you don't got no discipline or self-control, and you don't have a trading plan or routine, that's what's going to cause you to struggle in the markets, right? Or if you think drawdown's bad, drawdown's not bad. I was just talking to a member student the other day. I literally take setups sometimes and I'm expecting drawdown. Look how the price halted at this level as well. This is why we also mark off these levels. So out of coincidence, price halted here. And we can literally see price trying to attempt to hold this low as resistance right here. Look at that drop right there. So we might take this gold setup. Look at GJ as well. Hit the zone. Look how it halted, just like how it hit this zone. This is why we mark off these levels. Look at NAS, right? Look at NAS. But I actually like this setup here. Hold on. It's pushing kind of hard though. I like this setup right here though. Retrace. I might try to retrace back to York session. I'm telling you, every time I go into teacher mode, sometimes you know you miss setups. That's one thing about the markets. Markets are never gonna be like, hold on, let's wait for bro to get in here. The market's gonna do what the market's gonna do. So it's actually too far for entry right here. Well, we talked about this earlier, so we're going to wait for it to retrace a little bit, but if we can maintain 45.98 as resistance, we can look for sales going back down here. And look how price tapped this level, and literally on the next 15, how it's pushing to the downside, right? That's why I'm telling y'all, once you understand the rules of price, and you learn how to mark out these levels, it's literally like having a cheat code on your computer screen. Exhibit A. Exhibit B. And then exhibit C right here. So let's see if we can hold this level right here, y'all. Because again, I kind of sounds crazy. I want to look for sales, but if we dump today to them, tomorrow it's like 60% chance tomorrow's gonna be a retracement day. Because that's one thing about Fridays. That's why a lot of people you see online don't like to trade Fridays, is because depending on how the market plays out, it's either going to be a retracement day or a big ass push. So we've had big ass pushes happen all week. So more times than not, you'll notice that we have big moves happen all week. Then Fridays are usually retracement days, especially on the bigger time frame. So let's see if we can hold this level here, y'all. Let's see if we can hold this level. We do get a strong level of traffic to the left right here, but like I said, we've dumped it literally all week. So lower high is due. So we're going to see if that's going to happen today or tomorrow. So that's also why I'm being a little bit more patient to take these setups. because like I said, I don't like to re-enter trades a lot. I don't like losing. So as the years gone on, I just took notes on a lot of the trades I took losses on as well as wins. And a lot of times when there's big ass pushes or retraces are going to happen, so I like to wait to see if price is going to show if it's going to try to retrace or it's going to keep on pushing. But the bias is still the bias at the end of the day. You know what I mean? That's why sometimes you hear me say in the live stream, like, our retracements do, but we're still going to go for buys, fuck it, right? Our retracements do, but we're still going to look for sales, fuck it, right? Because like I talk about the TikTok lives, at the end of the day, trades by going for what's most likely going to happen, right? You don't want to try to go for retracements or reversals. You want to continue to go with the floor of price because you don't know when the retracement reversal is going to happen until it happens, right? So that's why people talk about trading is gambling and all this shit, because most people don't want to go for the continuation. They like to try to go for the reversal or a quick bounce, and that's why they get fucked up. Look how GJ reacted to this level right here. Today is definitely going to be interesting though, especially New York side. I'm very interested to see what New York sessions got in store. Again, if we don't see any setups between now or take any setups between now and 6 a.m., highly recommend just waiting for 9 o'clock, 9:30, especially because we have a shit ton of new 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. going into 9 o'clock. New 5-minute about to pop up. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free signal, free Telegram, y'all. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. So yeah, we see price retracing. So we're gonna let it do its thing. This is also why I don't like to do buy or sell limits either. That's why I always like to just watch to see what price is doing. So if it's gonna retrace, we're gonna let it retrace, y'all. We're just gonna let it do its thing. Fun fact about me, I absolutely love retracements. Because after retracement comes what, y'all? The big move. So I love seeing a retrace because I just know as soon as that retrace was over, we're going to catch a big ass move. Or of course we get sucked into Chop City, but more times than not, we catch a big ass move after the fact. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday as well. Make sure to check that out if you have not already. And make sure to explore the playlist and pay attention to how prices reacting to these levels. All playlists are up to date. And if you have not already, get y'all's copy of the playbook, y'all. Y'all see it in the trade breakdown. Y'all see it in the TikTok lives. Y'all see it play out in the Sunday chart analysis every single day in the live streams. Get y'all's copy of the playbook, y'all. Again, market structure is so important. The reason why so many people are confused is because they don't understand what's happening with the charts. That's why they come up with all these theories or just blame Trump or the buyers and sellers for magically taking over. But when you understand market structure and the rules of price, you literally know what's happening at all times. All right, that's how I'm able to explain what's happening at all times and what's taking place, and also can predict what's most likely going to happen next is because understanding market structure. Right, we see slightly different things on a day-by-day basis, but the rules are the same. That is what's most important. The rules are the same. So let's see if we can hold this level as resistance right here. That's what we're really looking for right here, to see if we can hold this level. Because if we don't hold this level, we're going to keep on retracing. Look how NAS rejected. This is also why I don't breakout trade, because let's say we didn't take this setup or we FOMO'd, we saw this push, or would have went for a buy here. Would have took a loss for no reason, right? And this is not your stop loss getting hunted. This isn't the sellers magically taking over. It goes back to the video I just dropped for y'all, literally on Tuesday. So right now I watch this video, make sure to check out this video in the day trading tips playlist. I dropped this on Tuesday. Make sure to watch this video. This is why I'm anti-breakout trading. This is why I'm anti-breakout trading. What the hell's going on in my mouse? There we go. Yeah, so make sure to check that out, y'all. And if you don't understand how support resistance works, make sure to check out the video in the comment section of that video as well. So we see what gold's doing. Let's pull back up NAS. NAS is chilling right here as well. GU still pushing. And look at GJ, y'all. Didn't I tell y'all retracement was gonna happen at some point? Nah, we would have FOMO'd or broke out, traded here, did some dumb shit. Look how we would have got fucked up, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I tell you. That's why I'm like, there's no rush. People tell me all the time, oh, all these confirmations. By the time we wait for all these confirmations, we're gonna miss the setup. That's why I be telling y'all. Do not be in a rush to take a setup, y'all. We would have got fucked up. And even if you would have had a stop loss here, the way this spiked, you would have probably got wicked out here. And you would have lost a lot more money. That's why I be telling you, there's no rush to take setups, y'all. Did GU do that? No, GU did not. So that's strictly a GJ thing. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But look how it's still reacting to my levels though, right? It did that big ass push, but still how it's reacting to my levels. But I told y'all retracements was due. We've been pushing, like we cannot, it's very rare that we push for a week straight. Now, did we have that happen like last month, the beginning of this month? Yeah, but again, it's very rare that we're gonna push for like 5 days straight or 2 weeks straight without a retracement. Let me cut you to the chat though. What we got? Yeah, so that's all it is. Like, ain't no super deep shit. It's just simply we've been pushing for 3 days straight. And just like I was talking about with gold, our retracements do, right? We can't just continue to push. We have to retrace. That's why, like, when it comes to long-term investing, that's why so many people lose money long-term investing, because they think price is just going to forever shoot up. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I always tell y'all market structure over everything, right? What does the uptrend consist of? Higher highs and higher lows, right? The uptrend doesn't just go higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, right? Just like the downtrend goes lower low, lower high, lower low, right? The downtrend doesn't just go lower low, lower low, lower low, look at even lower low, right? That's all there is to it. Also, like I talked about earlier at the beginning of the live, we're at levels we have not touched since 2006, 2008, right? So that's another reason why, because we're at a level we haven't touched since 2006, 2008. And the last time we was here, you can see what happened. Price went timber. You can see here, price went timber. You can see here, price rejected, then broke through it. So we're either going to reject and break through it like we saw here in 2006. You can see the uptrend, or we're going to go timber like we did in 2008. All right, like we're literally at this resistance level right here. All right, we're literally at this resistance level right here. That's why the past couple of weeks price been kind of struggling. And prior to that, while we had this rejection, the price continued to push back up. But that's all it is, because again, we had this big ass higher high, right? This was Thursday, again, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 days straight, price made a higher high, right? So after higher high comes a higher low. That's simply all it is to it. Now it looks big, on the smaller time frame, but that's why I say you have to understand what's happening and look at the bigger picture on the bigger time frame. That's why people be like, I bet you people are going to go on the internet, oh, look how the sellers just took over. That's not what the fuck happened, y'all. That's not what the fuck happened. Because as we can clearly see, price hit this level and rejected. And this goes back to the video where I talk about false breakouts and why I say you don't want to breakout trade but wait for the BCR. So again, what would have happened if y'all would have FOMO'd and tried to go for a buy here? You would have got fucked up. What would happen? You would have had a buy limit here or a buy limit here. You would have got fucked up. That's why I always tell y'all to market execute and that there's no rush to take setups. Look at gold. What would have happened if we would have FOMO'd and took this gold setup? Would have got fucked up. What did I tell y'all this entire live stream? Retracements are due. And what is price doing? Retracing back up. Now, do I got a crystal ball? I wish I did. It's just simply understanding market structure. See me? That's what I tell y'all. Once y'all rip the band-aid off and you understand the rules of price, this shit becomes very, 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 very simple. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just joined Rewind the Footage. I've said it like at least 20 times this live stream that we're going to either retrace today or tomorrow, and that retracements are due. Yep. That's what I was talking about before. Like, I'm in no rush to take any setups. No, we didn't take anything yet. You ain't missed nothing. I mean, you missed something, but not trade-wise. The good price is still reacting to these levels, though. So yeah, New York session is definitely going to be interesting. The guy G is halting at this level. We have 7 a.m. GBP news, 7:30 GBP news. Then we have 8:15 Euro news, 8:30 Canadian news, and USD news. And then we have 8:45 Euro news. So we got a lot of news events today. I can't go live during the USD news, members, but let me check my schedule really quick. So even though there's no news tomorrow, I might just say we go live tomorrow so we can chop it up a little bit. But let me look at my schedule today quick. Yeah, we'll just go live tomorrow. We'll go live tomorrow, y'all. I'll let you know what time so we can chop it up. Because I got a lot of sessions today. By the way, until somebody drops out, there's only one more slot left for one-on-one sessions. Because for my sanity, I can only do so many per week. Look how gold's still reacting to this level right here. So hopefully nobody got fucked up on GJ, alright? But this is why, now y'all see why I be saying what I be saying now. So hopefully nobody did, but if you did, do not get upset, just use that as a lesson. No, I don't use any indicators. There's no indicators on my thing. I don't use zero indicators. All market structure. All market structure. I go over step by step how to mark off these key price levels in Playmaker University. But I don't use any indicators. If I use indicators, trust me, y'all would hear me talk about indicators like everybody else that uses indicators. What y'all see in the trade breakdowns, what y'all see in the TikTok lives, what y'all see in the London session lives is all market structure. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but you have to understand the markets work. If you want to be confident in your trades, drawdown or not in drawdown, you want to be confident in your trades with price retest, you want to know what's happening at all times on the charts, you got to understand how market structure works. There is no getting around it. You see what happens when you try to get around it. Just go on TikTok, go on Instagram. Oh, Trump, 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 Trump. The buyers, the sellers. I don't know what happened. The FEG, the SMT, the LMNOP. That's why there's so much confusion on the internet, because everybody's trying to find shortcuts or cheat or outsmart the markets. You cannot do that. You got to rip the band-aid off and learn how the markets work. Trust me, I've been there, done that. I did the patterns, I did the indicators, the trend lines, all this other dumb shit. That's why I could tell y'all that it doesn't work. And that's why when I go to the lives, I can break down all the shit people be talking about as well and show why it doesn't work or the inconsistencies. Prices, once you realize price is not randomly doing shit, then comes the question, okay, so what is price doing? What is price showing me? And after you start to ask those questions, that is when you really start to see what the fuck's going on. But the reason why people don't understand that is because they're being told that price is randomly doing things, or as buyers and sellers and Twitter posts. So people aren't even trying to understand what's happening. You see what I mean? Like, all this shit on the internet is just a bunch of theories. Or just one piece to the puzzle. So we got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit, y'all. So we did tap this level, but as you can see, we rejected a little bit too far. So we're gonna look for price to either retest 34.95. We're looking at GBPUSD, or we're gonna wait for price to BCR 34.75, hold that as resistance, and look for sales going down to the lows right here. Again, if we don't see any subs between now and 6 a.m. or take any subs between now and 6 a.m., highly recommend waiting for all this news to play out and just come back on the charts 9 o'clock, 9:30. But we're gonna be on for a little bit longer, y'all. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat and I got y'all. Tap this level, but it rejected. Yeah. Excuse me, y'all. I need to get some coffee. I've been yawning like a motherfucker. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we to look at any charts, drop them in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. What the hell's going on in my trading? Trading is bugging out. And entries makes a huge difference, right? Because if we would have entered here, this goes from being a 1 to 2 RR to being a 1.5. And you also got to account for spread, right? So spread can also affect your RR also. That's why sometimes you look at the RR on TradingView versus how much you made. You got to account for spread and charges, but mainly spread. Charges ain't really too much. It's mainly spread. NAS is still taking a nap here. I wouldn't be surprised these charts kind of chilled to the news in New York session. How do micro accounts work? What do you mean? You talking about like futures? You talking about the contracts? Let me know what you're talking about. I never heard of micro accounts. I know about micro, minis, contracts. Are you talking about that? Or are you just talking about trading small account sizes? Let me know what you're talking about so we can talk about it. New 15 about to pop up in 20 seconds. Small account sizes, they work the same way as large account sizes, medium account sizes. I'm not being funny, I'm just showing you like it's literally the same. Only thing that's different is it's a smaller account. That's why I be telling y'all be getting finessed by these motherfuckers online. They be like, oh, I made 2K today. They have a 100K account, they made 2%, whoop-de-doo, right? That's why they never tell you what their account size is, how much they risk per trade, and all that other shit, because you realize that you're not gonna make what these people are making unless you risk what they're risking. You have the same account size, you wouldn't pay for their 2K, 1K courses, right? At the end of the day, trading is investing, right? At the end of the day, trading is investing. So you would grow your account that's a small account the same way you grow an account that's a medium-sized account, a 6-figure account, a 7-figure account. So make sure to check out these videos right here. Make sure to check out these videos right here. But they work the same way. You just trade. You just have to put smaller contracts or lot sizes, but it's the same thing. Alright, so we got the retest right here. Let's see if we can hold. Let's see if we can hold. Right, I've shown it before. I haven't shown it in a long time. I showed it on like TikTok like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, but you know, I started with small accounts and funded accounts, right? So let me pull up. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Alright, so we're gonna take a trip down memory lane. So this is all the way. I'm gonna show you something from like 2022, 2023. Right, using these same rules, you see the levels, you see nothing's changed from 2023. I'm telling you, I've been doing the same shit since 2022, right? So look right here. Right, so this was me trading a small account, right? I used to flip accounts, not like the flip account videos y'all see, but just the way I traded, be flipping accounts. Hold on 1 second. NAS is pushing. We got the retest here. I like that rejection. Yeah, the thing with GU though is like we're kind of in that reversal territory. I'm looking for sales today, but we're not in a downtrend fully yet. That's the only thing. Depending on what price does during the news today and tomorrow will determine if GU is going to be officially in a downtrend or not. But if we can maintain 34.95 as resistance, we can look for sales going to 34.75. All right, so I'm just put that over here so y'all can see that. But yeah, so with these accounts, I used to like turn 1K to like 4K, 5K, and then withdraw, and then leave $100 in, and then just grow that shit, right? Because people all the time think you can't make a lot of money with $100 or you can't grow or make money, but it's all percentages at the end of the day. But this is also why I tell y'all to go with the flow of price, right? So we look at this photo right here, $94, the balance. And you know this is a long time ago too, because this is back in MT4, MT5, right? This is way back in the day. But you can see I started this balance with $94, is up 195, right? But you can also look at the lot sizes. So again, I'm not putting any big ass lot sizes. You can you go take a GBPJPY right now, put a 0.04 lot size. You're not going to jump to 25 bucks. So how am I up so much off these small ass lot sizes? Let's look at the price. This is back when I used to swing trade too. So I entered at 169.60, and this is at 170.46. So I'm up almost 100 pips. This one entry alone, 100 plus pips, these two positions. You see what I mean? We look at this gold sell setup. I entered at 2010. You know this is a long ass time ago because gold is not at $2,000. I wish it was at $2,000. Should I buy some more shit? But you can see I took the sell at 2010. I mean, not 2010, 2010, and it's at 1987, right? So again, this is a big move right here. So that's why I tell you to go with the floor price, because if you try to go for reversals or bounces and all this other dumb shit, you're not gonna be able to catch 100 pips. You're not gonna be able to hold a trade and catch 100 pips. You know what I mean? So literally in like 3 days, I tripled my account, right? So all you gotta do is go with the floor price, understand math, go for good RR setups. You see what I mean? Let me show you another example. Now, do I do this now? No, because I have no need to do that. I got bigger accounts, so I just make my bread and go about my day. But back in the day, I used to do shit like this, especially like on like MT4, MT5 accounts with the big ass leverage. Let me try to find another example. Hold on a second. Where is that other one? Here's this one right here. Right, so we're gonna go to right here. So again, this was all in 2023. Balance is 144. I'm up 234, right? And I put a 0.01. This is the smallest lot size possible, right? So again, go take a GA trade, a GJ trade. You know this was a long time ago too, because you have not heard me utter GBP New Zealand, let alone GBP AUD in a long ass time, right? But put a 0.01 lot size. You're not going to jump to 16 bucks. So I'm up 16 bucks off a 0.01 lot size. Let's look at the position. Enter that 9609, 9864. So again, this is 200 pips, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I tell you how to go with the flow of price, because you try to go for these balances, reversals, you're not going to catch 200 pips in one trade. You're not going to be able to hold a trade and catch 200 pips. You see what I mean? Hold on. Right, so this was August 16th, 9:06 p.m. Double the count in 3 days, right? We go to this initial first screenshot. Here's the beginning, same positions. 9609, 9701, right? This was at August 15th, 8:54 p.m. August 16th, 9:19 a.m. 12 hours later. Look how much we're up, right? 9:06 p.m. 12 hours later. Look how much we're up. Did I have another screenshot? I thought I had another screenshot. I think I got another screenshot. I thought I did. But yeah, so it doesn't matter what your account size is. If you have a trading plan, you got a good trading strategy, you understand math, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Alright, so it doesn't matter what your account size is. Just gotta know math. Just gotta know math. Yeah, but I don't do this no more though. I got big live accounts, and then I got funded accounts, so I just make my bread now. But back in the day when I didn't have that much money, you had to do what you had to do. And look at that, G's pushing. So we're gonna see what New York sessions got in store. I'm kind of just chilling right now, I ain't gonna lie. Because like these are setups, but they're not really A+ setups at the moment. They're like B setups, which aren't terrible, but if y'all been watching me for at least 2 weeks, y'all know I'm picky with my setups. So even if it plays out, I don't really care too much. If it's not a setup I want to take, I am all good. It's still a valid setup, but like I said, I'd much rather look for a sell down here. Because this is the last line of defense right here. If it breaks past this point, I'm not looking for sells no more. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Y'all join the free signal, free Telegram. Y'all see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. We're going to be on for a little bit longer. Y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. Want me to look at any charts, drop in the chat. Or we're just chilling, patiently waiting. Let me move my mouse so y'all can see that. All right, so GU is pushing y'all. Not in this setup though, but we're in this NAS100 setup with the members. So shout out to those that's in this GU setup. The members are in this NAS100 NQ setup. But let this thing play out right here. Again with GU, we could look for sales going down to 34.75. So shout out to those that's in that setup. Gold is still chilling right here. So brokers, if you're brand new to trade, you got to understand market structure first. So when you do sign up for a broker, make sure it is a demo account. Again, demo. We're all grown adults here. I gave my warning. I've explained multiple times why I recommend demos. So if you make the choice to put money into a live account when you don't know what you're doing yet, that is not on me. All right. But for futures, Trade of 8, Forex, Tasty FX. Then you can also use prop firms as well if you want, but like I said, demo first. Practice. Y'all should be on a demo account until you end at least a month in profit. If you cannot do that, you're not going to magically get a funded or live account and become a profitable trader. So NAS is retesting that level. Let's pull GU back up. What's GU up to? GU's still dumping though. So we're gonna hold the SRT because I think we barely missed. No, we hit TP1, but besides TP1's retesting. So again, y'all, we're gonna see if we can maintain this level of support right here. We're gonna let this thing play out. And like I said, if you don't take a setup between now and 6 a.m., just wait for the news to play out, and then just wait for 9 o'clock and 9:30 because we do have a lot of news today as well. We have 7 a.m. GBP news, 7:30 GBP news, 8:15 Euro news, 8:30 Canadian news, and USD news, as well as 8:45 Euro news. All right. So we're gonna let this play out. I'm very interested to see what not just what NAS100 does, but US30 does as well, because US30 did not make all-time highs like NAS and S&P 500 did, which is very interesting. So I want to see how this next month is going to play out. It's going to be very interesting. But of course, we just got to take it day by day. Just got to take it day by day. Yeah, GJ is fucking retracing. So we're not going to touch GJ today. We're going to let GJ retrace. So today we're only going to look at GU, gold, and NAS100. We're going to be on for a little bit longer, y'all. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all see that scrolling at the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram, playmaker_way. TikTok, _playmakerway_. Post daily on both pages. Got some new posts lined up for y'all today. That thing is pushing now. Shout out everybody in the live. Shout out everybody in the live. Yeah, so GU is pushing. NAS is still retesting this level. We hit TP1 and then it rejected. I'm about to see how that plays out. We're gonna hold that to SL if TP gets hit. And then GU is pushing right here also. Yeah, but we're not looking at GJ today. GJ is done. We're not looking at GJ today. Yeah, so I want to see if we can BCR maintain 3475 as resistance. All right, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody who's been in the live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody in the live since y'all joined. Make sure to hit that first link description. Join the free signal, free Telegram, y'all. Make sure to catch up to the videos on YouTube. Check out the posts on Instagram and TikTok as well. And like always, you want to contact me directly, you can DM me on Instagram, Telegram, or TikTok. Respond to all messages. Won't be live on TikTok. If that changes, I will let y'all know. But shout out to those that was in the live yesterday or Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, we're gonna let this play out. We're gonna hold it as the SRTV gets hit. We're gonna be paying attention to gold. So again, with gold, we're gonna be looking for sales still. Now we could see price retrace. So if it does break past 46.50, I'm no longer gonna look for sales. But as where it's at right now, if we can maintain 46.22 or BCR 45.98 as resistance, we could look for sales going down to 45.70, possibly back down to the lows here at 45.46. GU, we just went over GU, GJ, we're not going to touch GJ. NAS, we're in this setup right here, so we're either going to look for price to retest to 27.160, or if we can maintain 27.270 as support, we're going to be looking for buys going up to these highs right here. Now, we are at all-time highs. We did have a retracement take place. We did have a higher low get made, and we did have a higher high get made last night, but we rejected. So what we're looking for today is to see if the higher high is going to get made again, if the uptrend is going to continue, or if we're going to go timber like US30 did, because US30 went fucking timber, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that thing went timber. We was riding the US30 wave up for the past couple of weeks. Like, we took buys last week as well, but we kind of switched from US30 NAS100 just because, again, market structure. Right, market structure. Always, always, always market structure over everything. Market structure over everything. So NAS is pushing back up, so we're about to see if we can hit TP1 again, and then break past that and see if we can hit TP2 and the final TP. All right, y'all. Peace. We out.